Hey, it's Carmel, and I've now signed up as both a vendor in the hospitality industry and a vendor that has a large audience. And now I'm going to look at the dashboard. So the vendor dashboard is used mainly on the web interface, and it allows me to adjust things on the back office, so to speak. So I'm going to show you the features and the functions of the vendor dashboard and why you would need to go in there and when you would need to go in there and make changes. So walk with me through this dashboard. It's quite nice just to see the overall features and all the functions that are available to you as an UBU merchant. We are now looking at the profile section of the UBU dashboard. So when a merchant has signed up with UBU, then this information will pre-populate, but there is still some information that the merchant owner needs to enter in order to take their account online. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through how to look at your profile. So I have set up a legitimate business and I've signed up here on behalf of a business owner, and this business is called Crazy Korean. This information has already been populated, and it was when I signed up as the merchant on UBU. So you've got this information here, and anytime you see these pencil icons, it means you can edit the information. So the name, the last name, the email address of the owner, and the phone number of the owner is here. Now the phone number of the actual store might be different, as well as the email address, and if it is, you have an opportunity to enter it in a little bit later. The next part is my business. And as you can see over here, this is the information that's already pulled through when I signed up. I've added this on now. We are wanting all this information to be set up and there to be a white tick in a pink circle here before we take the store online. Taking the store online or taking your shop online means that it will be active on the UBU app, and you will be allowed to have your customers and potential customers seeing where you are located and ordering straight from your business. The My Business section, this is your registered business name and the address, and this is a dynamic map. So your information over here will automatically pull through here. You have already, as a business owner, and I already have entered this when I was signing up. The next is your mobile store setup, and this is quite important. This is how your business will pull through on the UBU app or the East Coast Radio app or whichever other UBU white labeled apps there are. So your business is going to pull through on every single one of these apps. So you are wanting to have an accurate description of your store. So this description here is introducing Korean food and culture to the African continent. The store category is food and drink. There are a number of different categories, and you will obviously complete yours according to what category your business fits into. We have the store subcategory, and this would again depend on what kind of business you have. I have chosen other because this is not necessarily a restaurant, it is a takeaway shop. The next section is the logo, and you need your logo to be a square logo. As you can see, the size here is 2048 pixels by 2048, and it needs to be a JPEG or a PNG. It cannot be a PDF. You are wanting this to be a clear picture, and you are wanting then your mobile storefront image to depict what your business is about. So this is what it will look like when someone is opening your business on the UBU app or on the East Coast Radio app or on the Jacaranda app. Okay, here you will now be given the option of adding an extra contact number for the store. This number may be different from the original owner's number above. And you will also have the store contact email. These contact details will be displayed on the mobile store. So you do not have to put your personal contact details here because obviously you don't want them to contact you on your personal account if you are a business owner. So this information you will need to add at this stage, and you'll also need to add the store website or social address. If your store does not have a website, you will need to add the Facebook page or the LinkedIn page or the Instagram page or whichever social website address you might want to use. The store timings, you are obviously only wanting people to make purchases when you are actually open, so it's important to include the time of days here. Here we can see that they are not open on Sunday at all, and they're open from 12 until 6 o'clock during the weekdays and on Saturday. Now your customer reward is what you chose when you were setting up your profile on the UBU platform, and here you could choose between 5 and whatever percentage going upwards to give cashback back to your customer. This cashback would then be put into their UBU wallet, and it can either be used at your store again, or it can be used at any store on the UBU platform. Here you have offered 10%. The store location, and this is quite an important section here, because if your store is online only, you can select online only, or you can say it's got a physical address, and it might be the same as your business address. It might be different. If it's different, you're going to obviously want to enter it in here and make sure that it pulls through over here on the dynamic Google map. The important part is the add-on services, and this is where you can either choose that people can come and collect from you, as in over here, they pre-order and they collect, or you can offer delivery. Now, if you offer delivery, you're obviously going to want to charge for that delivery. So if you are going to be charging, you need to write in rands how much you're charging for that delivery. Let's just say it's going to be 20 rand for the delivery, and you're only willing to have a radius of, let's say, 6.23 kilometers. You're obviously going to need to have which address you are delivering from, especially if you have a separate location for your delivery, because that's going to be pulling through the information in order to work out 6.23 kilometers from where you are delivering. At the moment, I'm going to say it doesn't offer delivery and that it only offers pre-ordered and collected items. Anytime I make a change here, I'm obviously going to have to save my profile over here. As you can see on the right hand side, my account is completely set up. I just want to go over the banking section. I just want to alert to the fact that if you are a sole prop, it is fine for you to give your SAID or your passport number to provide the identification for your banking details. However, if you are a PTY, you need to give your business registration number instead of your ID or your passport number, because in order for your verification to be successful, that is the number you have to give as a PTY. Here we have the vendor dashboard of a merchant called Crazy Korean. And on the vendor dashboard, you can see 6 tabs. Each of these tabs are actually displayed in the left-hand side column over here. They are just quick links that you can click on, and it will take you directly to that tab within your store. So for example, if I click on orders here, it will go straight to the orders tab. If I go back to the dashboard, on the right hand side, I can see my account setup. My account is currently online, and what that means is that it's currently displaying on the UBU app or any UBU white labeled app. If I take my store offline, it will immediately reflect in real time. So if I take my store offline, it will no longer be reflecting through the UBU app or the UBU white label apps. Each tick over here represents what I have already completed in my account setup. So you can see here, I still need to set up my banking details. If I click on the word banking, it will then take me straight to set up these details. Going back to the dashboard, I can see on the left-hand side, I have numerous tabs. On the left-hand side, I have orders, agents, master catalog, insights, reports, payouts, profile, referral, and I can log out. As you can see over here, these orders, it will take me to the same place as this order tab. The catalog will take me to the same place as the master catalog. Reports and payouts will take me to the same place as reports and payouts. And this follows the same for operators and insights. Go to your dashboard now and look at all the features and functions available to you as an UBU vendor. Adding categories and items to your store. First of all, you're going to add a new master catalog. So you click Add New and you write the main name, which in this case is Takeaway Menu. And you click Save. Then on the left-hand side, you will have the Takeaway Menu. This is your main category, and you need to add items within this category. So I'm going to add 4 items here: sticky chicken and rice. I can add a description if I want to, and I will add a price. I do not have to put the R in front of the amount for price. If I want to make any variations, I can do this as well. I will show you this a little bit later. So here I'm adding other dishes, and I'm going to show you on the left-hand side how this displays on the app. As you can see, each dish has its own amount next to it, and it allows me to add with the price already pre-populated. This menu is currently displayed, but I can also choose to hide the menu should I wish. To add images to your item, you simply click the image icon and you drag your image from your desktop onto your screen and then click Save. I may want to add some variations to my list items. So if I hover over the list item, I can simply select Add. Now it will allow me to add how many variations I want. I'm wanting one variation here and I'm going to manage it. Perhaps I want to give the option of having no rice in this dish. And I'm going to give off 20 Rand because they have no rice. So this meal will now be 60 Rand. I have now added that option as a variation. Perhaps I want to add one more. Perhaps I want to have mushroom and chicken in this one dish. Here I can see I have two variations. I want to show you how we can add a description into an item and how it reflects in the app. So I'm going to select the mushroom dish. And make sure I save. I want to show that the veg pancake is actually sold out. So to show you how this reflects on the app, I'm obviously going to have to save. If I go into the UBU app, I select Crazy Korean, I can now see my takeaway menu only has 3 items and not 4, so the veg pancake is no longer available because it is out of stock. I perhaps want to select the mushroom and chicken option, 80 Rand to 85 Rand, because I've chosen to have the mushroom and chicken combination. I can also see that the mushroom and rice dish has a description that it's for the vegetarians. Every time you make a change here, you need to click Save. Go ahead and add your categories and your items within your categories now. The last thing I want to show you is how to add the images at the top when they are displayed on your app. So I'm going to select the menu that I've chosen, and over here are the flags that I'm trying to show you. So these two will now pull through on my app like this. So I go to my shop, and on my actual shop I will have the vegetarian pancake and the glass noodles displaying at the top. This allows me just to have the images that I want to best reflect my merchant on the top here. So the more different items you want at the top, the more you're going to have to add the flag. So let's just add one more. We will make the sticky chicken display at the top of the menu. So I click in Edit and now select Offer. I actually want to change this to 90 Rand. And I'm going to save, as I need to save everything. Okay, as we know that originally that was not displaying up over here, but now if I refresh my screen and I go back to the home, I go back to my shop, and now the sticky chicken is going to be at the top, and it's going to have the amount changed. It's now 90 Rand, and that same changed amount of 90 Rand is also reflecting on my takeaway menu. That is how you add the last part of the takeaway menu. Go ahead now and add your menu to your catalog. Your operators are your employees or your staff or anyone who will be processing your orders for you at your business. Any order that comes via any UBU powered app or your own app, if you are a business that has managed to fit the criteria and had their own UBU powered app, this is obviously your ideal scenario. This is when you are going to add your staff members to be able to process the orders from their phone. In other words, all you have to do is set up your staff on this operators tab within your vendor dashboard, and you do not actually have to go back to this vendor dashboard. Your staff members can process the orders simply from their phone from this vendor manager app. Now, to download the vendor manager app, this is different to the other UBU powered apps where your customers will be making the transaction. The vendor manager app is only available for the business owners and their staff members to process the orders. So to get it, you will either go to your app store. If it is Apple, you're going to go to the Apple store. If it's Google Play, you'll go to the Google Play store and you'll search for UBU Vendor Manager. If you would prefer, you can simply go onto this link here on your phone. So you can copy this link here and you can WhatsApp it to yourself, or you can put it on notes and then you send it to your phone, and on your phone it will direct you straight to that app. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to log into your vendor manager application. This long reference is going to direct your staff members specifically to your business on the vendor manager application. But before you can do that, you are going to need each staff member or promoter or anyone who's going to process your orders on this vendor dashboard. After which they can then not have to come onto this vendor dashboard anymore. So they won't have to come to the laptop or to the web interface. They can simply process all the rest of the orders on their vendor manager app on their phone. So let's start by adding a new operator. You're not going to add an ID. This will be automatically pulled through once you've added the operator. I'm going to put my own name here, my email address. I'll just do ubuinternational.com. My phone number, don't put the country prefix. And add a password. Your password has to be at least 8 characters long. And then you're going to click save. Once you've saved, you can now send this employee, which is this first one over here, you can now send this employee this link over here, which will be able to allow them to download the vendor manager app and have their own unique sign-in. Now this is quite important because they can process orders on your behalf. If a customer comes to you and gives you their order confirmation, then your staff member can simply just scan that QR code on the confirmation at the end, and it allows them to also receive tips, which will go directly to them, which is absolutely amazing because now when they have their own UBU powered app, they can then simply have those tips pulling into that app and they can use the money anywhere. So if I want to change anything about any of these operators, which are over here, and you can also see that they are pulling through over here, I can simply click on the operator's name and I can either edit. So perhaps I can't edit this ID over here, but perhaps I want to edit the phone number, or I want to edit the password, or I can go in and delete. I can select yes to delete it. I'm going to cancel here because I want to show you each operator will have its own unique ID over here. And that's very important when it comes to accountability and getting paid. So I'm now going to go ahead and delete this operator. And now I only have these 3 operators, the owner and perhaps the manager and perhaps the staff member. And if I want to now ask them to download the app, like I say, you just simply click this, you copy this to your notes or to WhatsApp, and you would send them the link and they will be able to register or go into the app and start receiving or processing your orders. On the Payouts tab, you will be able to see your business banking details, and should you wish to change anything, you can change it over here. There may be some instances where there are no editable items, in which case you will have to contact customer support to make any changes. But right now we can see the registration number is fine, and I'm not going to go through this because obviously it's got different account details. But what I do want to show you here is the payout history. So on the right hand side here, we can see that a payout was initiated on the 2nd of December for the amount of 400 Rand, and all of these payouts cost 10 Rand per payout. Your payout usually happens within 24 to 48 hours. So this was processed within 24 hours over here, as you can see. In order to request your payout, you go onto this tab and you click Request Payout. Now, as I have said, it costs 10 Rand every single time you do this. So at the moment, I will probably leave this outstanding balance in here. And I've got this amount broken up. I have already received referral earnings, a payout amount, and a lifetime UBU commission. The transaction history is shown over here. You've got the amount and you've got the percentage commission for each order. What you need to remember, in order to have this payout, your bank account needs to be verified on this UBU vendor dashboard. So make sure that you've got your banking set up first. So let's look at the Selah Services merchant. I can see I have no payout history here, but I have got a verified account detail. You can see it says account details verification success. These are all the payments that I want to now withdraw. So I've got just over 129 Rand and I'm going to request payout. It's going to charge me 10 Rand. So I'm going to make it 119 Rand that I'm drawing out. So now in order to do this, it's going to send me a one-time code to the mobile number that I have registered. I enter this number here. And you can see I have now just over 11 Rand left in my account after this requested payout. So if I go to the top of the screen, I can see I initiated this transaction on the 19th of December, just after 3. It's currently pending and it will change to withdrawn once I have been given the money and it's been put into my bank account. The reason that you would come to this payout tab is simply to change your banking details, to check when you were paid out last, and to request a payout. On the UBU dashboard, we can have a look at insights about our customer spend and where our money is coming from and what dishes are our favorite, as well as seeing who are our new and repeat customers and what they order. So if you go along to this tab over here, if you scroll over that little icon, it shows you the insights. And here, obviously, the more data you have, the better. You will be able to see information about your customer spending. So when we see the word citizens, we know it's actual customers who are spending in our store, and the number of orders we've got here are 17. Now these 17 orders might just be the customers paying in the most basic form of paying and they're entering their own amount, or it can include orders where they have actually taken an item from our menu and selected it. Obviously we're wanting them to select menu items for us to get better insights. If we look at our sales, we can see daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly sales, and you obviously are wanting to have more data when you are looking at this, but you got your revenue on your y-axis and your time period on your x-axis. So here we can see which days we were more active, and you can also choose time periods over here. The average selling price is obviously something that you may know already, but it's quite good insights. If your selling price of your items is about 150 Rand, it will start reflecting as such on this graph. User growth, you are wanting to have more and more users. I don't have enough data because I've just started with this merchant, but I will be able to see that my users use more and more each time they come, hopefully, in terms of daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. We then have our recurring users. It's good to look at the new versus the recurring users. And here you can see, if we just further scroll down, that our new users account for 27.78%, whereas our recurring users are 72.2%. So it is nice to compare this over time, and you will obviously be able to choose your time period again over here. In October, November, and December, we see that our recurring users constantly outrank the new users. And then if you've got your sales category, you're obviously in this scenario just having the takeaway menu. Perhaps you have other types of menus, sit in or takeaway, and however you've decided to differentiate your categories, it will reflect here. I only have one category, so it's only showing me one bar here. Again, if you have your menu items, you will be able to start seeing which items are more popular. And I have got these two items, that the sticky chicken and rice and the glass noodles and veg, which seem the most popular, and obviously I've got my test at the end. So this is the kind of insights you will be able to see. This same information you can see on the left hand side here, and as your data grows more and more, you will start being able to just click on the specific area and it will take you directly to that graph within your middle screen. So this insight is great, especially as you start getting more and more of your customers to pay with your app or any UBU powered app. Thanks so much for watching, and as usual, if you have any questions, go on to UBU's website, www.ubuinternational.com, and simply ask a question on their chat box.